What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Handy Danny, and I have this wall right here, and I was like, man, I got a little bit of time on my hands, and I said I wanted to add a shelf right here on this wall, okay? And I was like, man, let me run to Home Depot and see if I can find something to make this happen and go from there. I have this wall right here with the TV on it as well, and I was like, man, a shelf right here would be cool, but a shelf right there would be really cool because you can see I'm into these plants, and these plants are life right now, and it just gives me more reason to buy plants. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to measure right here, and as you can see, we have, lighting's not that great, but we have 14 3/4 when it comes to this wall right here. And let me run over here. And I have these this stuff that I got from Home Depot right here. Here's the brackets. I'll put everything in the description below, and you can follow along, and you can get it yourself, probably just from Amazon, whatever. But I have these brackets. I bought 4 sets because right over here I'm going to do the same thing for my headphones and my camera that I'm using right now. Even though this wall is at an angle right here, I also want to put a couple shelves, or maybe 1 shelf right there. I might put 3 shelves in the bedroom, but we'll see what happens once we kind of get going here. But it's almost like pretty simple. It's like they don't come with any hardware. What? There's no hardware. So I'll make sure I grab some screws from downstairs. And another thing I want to point out before I get started is just about every corner in the world, I don't care where you live, I don't care what you're screwing into, right here on the corner is a tack strip, and you really don't have to use an anchor. So that's the reason why I'm gonna go right here on the corner of the wall versus in the center. That's kind of hollow, versus right here is the tack strip, which will hold a screw really well. So I'll make sure I grab some screws when I go downstairs. And as you can see here, I got my mark here that I'm going to do this right here. I put these little brackets on here because I want to measure it with the brackets on there, because the shelf goes into the bracket, okay? And what I'm doing is I'm measuring from here, and as you can see my little mark right there, if you can see that right there, there's my mark somewhere along there. You can see where I measured out 14 and a half, because I wanted just a little bit of wiggle room on each side, just in case I don't want to go exceed past it, So I'm gonna run downstairs, cut these boards, and I'll show you guys how to do that, and we're gonna do this installation together. So give me 1 moment, and I'm gonna get downstairs. Alright, so I'm about to cut this board here that I measured out, and make sure the saw is fairly clean, and put it in the line. Okay, so we are back. We're right here at our wall. I don't really want to go too high, so I don't need a step ladder, but I have my brackets here. And what I would suggest is, honestly, it's really just a matter of going with the height that you want. And I have a level here. I have my drill. It's all you really need is a drill. You need a level, any type of level, preferably Milwaukee. And I have my brackets here. So what I want to do now is I got a pocket full of screws, and I just bought these screws here for a project that I need to do come Monday. So I'm just going to put my bracket up here, and I'm going to go to the edge here, and I'm going to scoot over just a little bit, because remember I said that I cut it a little bit short. And what I could do to make sure it's going to fit is I could dry fit. All right, matter of fact, let me go ahead and do that real fast. So a dry fit is taking your shelf, and you can see I have a raw edge there versus the finished edge, you know, but it's going to hide inside the bracket, so it doesn't really matter, okay? So a dry fit is a matter of just taking the bracket, setting it up there, and just seeing how it's going to fit. So it's going to fit pretty well, you know, and let me bring it down here so you guys can see. It's going to fit pretty well. I did a good job on my measurement. So it's a matter of now getting this bad boy on the wall, okay? So let me go ahead and pop it up here. All right, went up there pretty good and strong. Like I mentioned, I'm on that little tack strip right there. And typically on those corners, you will always have that tack strip to help you. I hate using anchors, I hate using mollies. Like, that's just not my thing. And I'm actually going to do a review. Be on the lookout for the review for the Milwaukee Fuel brushless Surge. Okay, this is a Surge. This bad boy has less gurgle, and I'm not going to do the review right now, but when I do this review, I think you're going to kind of like to hear what I have to say, because I've been using the Impact for a long time. So what I'm going to do here is I got level, and I have something in my pocket. Let me grab a screw, and I'm just gonna mark this bottom hole. Don't even have to really worry about marking the top hole. Just make sure that you're level. You'll really be able to see this on the second shelf. Let me go ahead and take it down. Pretty easy, pretty simple project. Like, this is just like super simple. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pre-drill this hole. And I dropped so many screws. Like, that's what I do for a living, man. I just drop screws. Okay, so I pre-drew this hole because it's going to be a little bit of a dance to get all this stuff up here together all at one time, okay? So I'll put this guy up here. I'm going to put that piece on there. And then when I put it in the hole, it kind of holds for me. I'm able to get the screw in there pretty easy. Check my level. I'm still leveled off pretty good. You can see that there. And now it's time to throw this last screw. Look at that, putting stuff on the shelf already. All right, so when you have to kind of fight that screw in there, that's a good thing. You don't really want to have to use a molly. When I say a molly, I'm speaking of like an anchor, you know. So now we're ready for our second shelf. And I think I want to go, I don't know, I want to go at least, not too low, but I want to go about 18 inches down. And I'm going to just put a small little mark right there. Make my mark there of where I want to go. I may do a third shelf over top one day, but as of right now, I think I'm cool with 2 shelves. I should make this like a shoe rack. That's what I really should do. Put my shoes up here. But my shoes are not really that fancy. So I'm kind of looking at my mark there. Doesn't have to be exact. Keep dropping this dang on screw. And I'm gonna do the same thing here that I did before as far as pre-drill, because trying to hold all this stuff is like a pain in the butt. I'm gonna mark both of those. Get my screw over here. All right, I got one hole pre-drilled. All right, got that one in there. Another one bites the dust. Let me get over here. I know you guys can't see, and I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ. And it's like every time you drop a screw, like where does it go? It just goes to the craziest place ever. All right, got that bad boy in there. And once again, I don't have a finished edge here, which is okay because it's going to hide down in the bracket, these type of brackets that I purchased here. And I purchased those for that purpose, exactly that purpose. Put my level up here, make sure it's level. That's one thing, it's my biggest pet peeve is, would you guys like to have a live conversation about installation and installing things and how to do things? I'm willing to do that. And don't forget that I have a membership. Don't forget that, you know, you can jump into my membership. The subscription is free. And I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill both these holes. I'm looking at metal right here. That's what's really, I'm fighting. And that's what I want. That's what you want. You want metal to be right there to where it's really gonna hold that screw. When you break that through that little tack strip, that's ideal. So let me set this guy down, put this together. You can't get it on there unless you put it together first. Drop more screws. And the type of head that I have here, I can't use my sleeve. So I'm just throwing one screw in there, and I'm kind of like over the wall right here, but it's okay, it's not a big deal. And making sure that I'm good and level. And let's throw this last one. All right. So we got the last one up there. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna grab a plant real fast. This is the one that I had in mind as far as what I wanted to put up there. You know, you can put the plant up there and a picture, you know, gets plenty sun. I got a lot of sun right here. I think I'm gonna drape it off to the side there. Looks pretty nice, but yeah, it's pretty easy, pretty simple. There goes your floating shelves right there. As mentioned, I'm going to do it in the front room as well. And there's no need to make a video for that, but that's it, you know. Let me know what you think. Make sure you subscribe. And thanks for watching. Peace out.